Today, from Brooklyn, New York, it's Week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Sam Darnold and the Brooklyn Barons taking on Deshaun Watson and the Orlando Sentinels.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Orlando Sentinels and the Brooklyn Barons. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Brooklyn ball club. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener. Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. And this carries into the end zone. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. Leading them out is their 6'3" quarterback, the third overall selection in 2018, Sam Darnold.
I love how he exploded on the national scene his redshirt freshman year when, at the beginning of the season, he was not named the starting quarterback. But when USC was struggling, he got an opportunity, and by the end of the year, the Rose Bowl MVP, an epic shootout with Penn State, and put him on the NFL radar in a big way.
Really an excellent run, sidestepping tacklers on his way to a pickup of 8.
He's taken down at the 33.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 6 carries, 64 yards, and a touchdown.
And partner, I thought it was a lot of fun for us to be able to sit in on their film session with the offensive line. We saw how they blocked it up last week to pretty good success, and we see what their game plan is for this week. They expect that defensive front to be someone they can move.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Quick slant, caught by Moore. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. That's a gain of 14.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Yeah, he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain brings up 6.
And he'll give it here to his running back. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Awuzie on the tackle. A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 6.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. Double team intercepted. Picked off at the 22. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They will be led out by their dual-threat quarterback, the veteran from Clemson. It's Deshaun Watson.
Had a chance to meet him while he was still at Clemson at a summer camp, partner. And this is one of the best kids you're going to meet out there. And he doesn't say a whole lot, but it's fun to watch how people respond to him. When he was a camp counselor, the kids just flocked around him like the Pied Piper, just as his teammates did while he was at Clemson.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
From the 30 on 2nd down. Watson, open target here, Darius Slayton.
Watson.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
A gain of 3.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 8 catches, 121 yards, and a touchdown.
And one of the top receiving games in the league in week 1, and they're expecting those types of games from him each and every time out. They're going to need that from him if they want to make a move.
And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow.
A loss of 6 yards.
Partner, we had the game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the first quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles that they chase it.
They were so disruptive last week. We'll see what the trend is here as we go forward. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Another try after the first down sack. Watson throwing into traffic there, and that's complete.
Watson's pass.
They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5.
Gain of 10 yards. And it's 3rd down.
From the gun on 3rd, Watson. That's caught by Jackson. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. How about this for an opening drive decision? You got 4th and short, just outside of field goal range in all likelihood. What do you do?
I'm going for it. I've got to go get it right now. I want to establish a tone. It's early in the game. I want to let my offense know that I believe in them. And you know something else? I let my defense know I believe in them also by taking that gamble. If we don't get it, it's okay. You guys will cover for me.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away.
His guys take over 1st and 10.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. Now, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
Love his pocket awareness, able to slip out of the sack. But once you take your eyes off the receivers, once your eyes come down and you see the rush, hard to get back downfield and find an open target. Fortunate that one just wound up as an incomplete pass.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. 2nd down pass play got them 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Now is the punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win 1st down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on 1st down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating 1st downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Brings up 2nd and 5. At the 20.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Watson, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
3rd down. And 5 yards.
Out of the gun, Watson. And he'll find Pittman. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield.
Complete to Michael.
Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
From the 50, it's Watson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius, understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball, and puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. And this will be incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Throwing again is Watson. They'll get this one to Pittman. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. 3rd down. From the shotgun now. Here's an inside give. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Remember, that was less than a yard. That was not a full yard. That defense, they were having none of it.
Yeah, the surge the offensive line was seeking actually occurred on the other side of the ball. They reestablished the line of scrimmage and stuffed them.
Now Justin Tucker's out to try the field goal. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. And the 13-year man puts it through, and that'll make it 3-0 here in the first.
Sentinels 3, Barons 0.
So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
29-yard line.
Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. And they give this time to the tailback. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Right at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 28-yard line.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
With the score, Sentinels 3, Barons 0.
After the run, now Darnold to throw. That'll be taken in by Anderson. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. 4. Here's Darnold. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a 1st down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Darnold from the gun, and he's got it complete to Anderson. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Darnold. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
30-yard line.
Throwing again is Darnold. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 23 yards, the final tally.
Good route, good pickup for 1st down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Another carry for the running.
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line.
A gain of 1 yard on the play. It's now 3rd and goal.
Now Darnold on 3rd and goal. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs. Able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
That ties the game at 3-3.
So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
They'll take over 1st down and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Orlando takes back over on offense. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Catch made by Slayton. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
It's a gain of 6, and it's 3rd down.
And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. On 1st down, it's Watson. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot him at the 44. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
To throw again on 2nd down. Watson. That's complete to Slayton. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 16 yards, a 1st down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Able to break through that initial contact and winds up getting about 3 there. It's 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. The offense on 3rd down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll run it with Jackson. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29.
He's tackled at the 29.
3rd and 2, right? So this is a situation where low man has got to win at the line of scrimmage. But it's not just the low man winning. It's the low man who's winning with some force, and they had that to pick up the first down.
Barely picking it up, but they did. Faking the give. Now Watson. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Byron Jones on the coverage.
Back to the air. Watson on second down. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Took nearly the entire first half, but a first red zone opportunity for him here. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. The toss here completed to Pittman. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Now they go screen. It's complete. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. That'll go as a loss of 5. And that'll make it 3rd and goal. Now that screen there on second down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there because trying is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw.
And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. Darius Slayton, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And his guys have taken the lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. Then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is now 10-3. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This taken in about 4 yards deep, and this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. There's DJ Moore as he and the rest of the offense head back out there. With them losing here in the second quarter and his limited productivity so far, you'd have to think they're going to try to look to him a little bit more, right?
I would guess you would start to see maybe some quick screens, some hitches, anything to get the ball in his hands quickly and let him try and do some damage after the catch. Or maybe just flip some formations and keep him isolated where it's more of a one-on-one route and get the ball to him.
I say just 4 verts, right?
Hey, why not? 4 verts. One of the best routes in football. Hard to cover each guy all the way along the route.
So far, just 1 catch for him. Throwing again on second down. Darnold. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Boyd. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And his kick is indeed good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In the game you're watching is Deshaun Watson, who is the star of the first half. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
First down and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Orlando takes back over on offense. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Watson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson is going to let this one go deep. It's caught inside the 25. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one good for 37 yards. I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the third quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Watson. This one is Slayton over the middle. And down inside the 15 he goes. Right back to him for 10 more and a first.
First down, Sentinels.
From the red zone now, Watson. And his throw is going to be incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
To throw again, Watson. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
3rd down.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll try and run for it. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. It'll be a pickup of 4, and now they'll be set up with a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Second and goal from the 6 this time. They run with Jackson out of the gun. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun, Watson. And it's caught. Touchdown. Darius Slayton. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Tucker with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Takes this about 5 yards deep, and this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the 2nd half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
He was looking to get that one to DJ Moore. That'll bring up 2nd down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter. No time to panic.
And now a fumble. The ball's out. And this is picked up by the defense. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. All fumbles are costly, but that one really hurts because he had the first down.
Yeah, that's all he needed, right? But the problem is we coach these guys to try and get more, but that doesn't count if you don't bring the ball with you, does it?
Now Deshaun Watson and his offense heading back out there. How do you think he personally is evaluating his game so far? He was pretty good in the first half, been good so far here in the 3rd quarter. He's got to like it, right?
Not looking for the dramatics here. Not trying to set the world on fire in terms of stats. It's almost like you're driving. Hands at 10 and 2, alert for anything out there, watching for trouble on the road, and making sure you get the team home.
The bus driver. See if he can drive the bus here again on this drive. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Now Darnold. Toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Well, the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Back to the air, Darnold on 2nd down. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else. And now it's 3rd and 10.
He's taken out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
Darnold to throw again. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. They give him 12 yards and a first down.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
On the tackle. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 40-yard line.
And he'll give it here to his running back. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
A gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 5.
A shotgun snap for Darnold. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Going to give this time to the tailback. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. Play action. It's Darnold. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it's caught. Touchdown. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the 2-point conversion. The quarterback will keep it himself. And he is going to lose yardage here.
That keeps the score Sentinels 7.
He had the option, decided to keep it. I don't know that it would have mattered either way, though. Defended pretty well.
It really was, wasn't it? Because option plays are really standard 2-point calls, and you have to prep against them. And they did their prep well on that one.
A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff. Taking it about the 1. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
1st down and 10. At their own 28-yard line.
Now Deshaun Watson and his offense heading back out there. He's played well. Good first half. He's continued that here in the 3rd quarter. But my question is, when you're a head coach, what do you look at stat line-wise for your coach? Do you go right to turnovers?
You really do. As much as coaches don't want to talk about that, that's where it starts. When I played in college, our first rule for every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. And that's kind of how they judge you. Do you take care of the ball, not turn it over, keep it in the proper hands, and give your team a chance to win?
That's what he's done here in this one so far. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, Watson over the middle into traffic, and that's complete.
Pass complete to number 84. A 9-yard gain on
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. On the run, this is Jackson. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it's going to yield a new set of downs.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, Watson out to the right and complete to Pittman. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
At the 46-yard line.
Here's Jackson. Fights off the defender. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line.
Down at the 35-yard line.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down.
2nd and 2.
Now Jackson. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24.
Again, the ball carrier. The tackle made at the 24-yard line. A gain of 4 yards. First down, Sentinels.
Watson on first down. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
Watson.
A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4. At the 18-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Watson. His throw caught right around the 6. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door. From the gun, Watson. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. From 6 yards away. And his guys are going to add on to their lead.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that. Truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. And this one gives his guys a 12-point lead. A 10-play drive that time.
24. Barons 12. Justin Tucker.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this carries into the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. On first down, it's Darnold. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Well, we know he has pretty good hands on display there. In fact, he only needed one of them.
Yeah, nowadays, all these receivers work on this, right? They do the one-handed catches off the machine in practice. They do it with their quarterbacks. They do it contested, uncontested. They make it part of their repertoire.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. I don't know how well our microphones are picking it up for those of you at home, but Charles, you and I can hear it. A lot of groans right now coming from this crowd.
I don't know if we're picking up what's happening in the stadium or from the people who are supporting this team at home, because it's coming through loud and clear to you and me. This offense, they've been stuck in neutral much of the game, and on that last play, they actually went in reverse. I think this crowd would have liked neutral, don't you?
Yeah, neutral would have strongly been preferred. They'll take anything positive at this point. Darnold now to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. A great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the first. Now whistles here, and we've got a man down. Man down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. On 1st and 10, Darnold. And his throw here's incomplete. He was trying to go back to Moore there. And now it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
To the air again, Darnold. Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. T.J. Watt, the all-pro, in there to take him down.
I remember throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and a mile. That'll be taken in by Anderson. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up. They've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold. And no, it's incomplete. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. The number 1 pick, Myles Garrett, coming in to drop him. He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week, continuing to play at that level. And when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Watson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
A gain of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Here's Watson to throw on 3rd down. Got a man, Slayton. And he's going to get this inside the 30. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
They run on 1st down with Jackson. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
He was taken down.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. They run again with Jackson. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On second down, it's Jackson, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On third down, this is Jackson. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps for these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is first and goal. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee.
Kept it in his hands and tried to push it across the goal line himself, but the defensive front wouldn't allow him to do so. Bringing up second down and a bit farther.
From back at the 4, here's second and goal. Down to a knee goes Watson, and that should just about do it for this ball game. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for our visitors, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the home team here, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll get a home date next week against the Detroit Lions. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.